I would like for you to imagine two ships. Two ships that are set for the same destination. Now, the first ship has a definite route of how it will reach its destination. The second ship does not. The first ship has some ideal of time, meaning how long it would take it to reach its destination. The second ship does not. The first ship has an understanding of resource requirements that it will need in order to complete its journey. Resource requirements in the form of crew members, food, supplies. The second one does not. The first ship has some ideal in terms of when it will need to stop and refuel. The second one does not. The first ship has devised contingency plans on how it will encounter challenges or emergencies along the way. The second one has not. Now, with this imagery firmly in mind, I would like you to think. Think about the amount of time, energy, and fuel that each ship consumes. Think about how each ship might handle challenges or emergencies that pop up along the way. Think about which ship is prepared for its journey. And finally, think of which ship will probably reach its destination. Last episode, I spoke about what Napoleon Hill referred to as your definite chief aim in life. I spoke about why it is important and how you can reach your own definite chief aim. Now, in this episode, I would like to expand upon that understanding and speak specifically about the definite plan that you will need to possess in order to reach your definite chief aim in life. Once you have firmly established what your single, all-encompassing goal is, the next logical question that you will have to wrestle with and therefore answer will be how. That is, how will you attain? How will you bring about? How will you realize? How will you reach that single, all-encompassing goal? In other words, your definite chief aim. Now, there are many theories of how best one should devise this strategic approach. And many, if not all of those theories can be lumped into two broad categories, which I will respectively, therefore, refer to as schools of thought. Now, the first school of thought states that one should have a definite approach in how he or she will reach their goal even before they begin their journey. And I refer to this school of thought as the deliberate strategic approach. The second school of thought states that one should begin at the most logical place, that is, where he or she is today, and then let the strategy emerge along the journey. I refer to this school of thought as the emergent strategic approach. Now, I am not here today to debate whether or not one is better than the other. Instead, what I would like to focus on is that brainstorming process that will give you the raw materials necessary for you to devise as well as execute upon that definite strategy that you will need in order to reach your definite chief aim. Now, in the 1950s, Earl Nightingale, seen by many as to be the dean of the personal development industry, developed, practiced, and advocated an approach that has come to be known as the Miracle of Mind approach. And in this broad approach, he outlines a series of steps that you can and should begin to use to tap into that infinite creative power of the mind to solve the existential problem. That is, the problem of how do I achieve my definite chief aim? The problem of how do I get from here to there? Here being where you are today, there being where you need, desire, and aim to be. The problem of how do I win in that which I desire to win. As a whole, these steps constitute or involve a 30-minute to an hour session every day so you can tap into the creative power of the mind to solve that existential problem, to solve the problem of how do you reach your definite chief aim. And here are those steps. 1, take out a sheet of paper. 2, at the top of that piece of paper, you write your definite chief aim. 3, you think. You think deliberately and constructively about how you are going to reach your definite chief aim. Step 4, write everything down. Do not analyze, do not edit, do not evaluate. Just simply write everything down. Step 5, strive to come up with at least 20 ways that you can go about to reach your definite chief aim in life. That single, all-encompassing goal. That goal that you're going to focus all of your efforts, your mental capacities, your thoughts, your behaviors, all of your energies to its realization. Think of 20 ways. Remember, don't analyze, don't evaluate, don't judge. Just simply think and write. Think and write. Step 6. You're going to want to do this exercise every day at the same time. Do not, I repeat, do not miss this session for anyone or anything. Step 7. With this method, you are programming your mind to deliver to you powerful ways in which you're going to go about to reach your definite chief aim. And sometimes the mind will deliver those powerful ways in uncommon hours. So therefore, when they happen, you need to record them and document them immediately. Do not disregard that raw material. You're probably going to want to keep a recorder or a notepad on you at all times for that purpose. And the last step, with this raw material in hand, the next logical question to answer is, what do you do with it? Well, I'm not going to go into a full discussion about the execution step, which is the last step of this process. We will save that for another episode. But what I will say is that once you have this raw material, this information that has been delivered to you by your mind, that infinite ability to create powerful ways for you to achieve your definite chief aim, you need to act upon it. You need to act upon them today so that you move closer and closer and closer to the realization of your definite chief aim. Act upon them today. Now, as I conclude this video clip today, I'd like for you to go back to that initial scenario. The scenario that began with the two ships. And I want for you to think about the comparison between the ship that was prepared, the ship that was not prepared. And I would like for you to ask yourself the question, which ship are you?